we're going to walk through completing an example quest here to get you familiar with some of the types of mechanics and ways you might have to interact. I've actually already accepted this quest, which again just involved talking to Cherie over there. And so my first assignment here is to go collect poop in the Amazon biodome. I need to get 5 pieces of poop. And so it's on my map, and actually I can see the area right in front of me. So depending on the type of assignment, sometimes we go ahead and put a big circle just to help you find it a little bit easier in the game world too, if there's items that are kind of spread out like these poop samples. When I go into it, it will actually turn green too to let me know I'm in the right area. So I can actually see the little poop glowing here, and when I click on it, it goes away because I picked it up, and now I have 1 of 5, 2 of 5, and I can run around and collect my poop samples, which is the start of figuring out food webs in the ecosystems here. So let me grab one more over here. Cool. So now that I've collected that, the area goes away, and my prompt on the right changes to go return to Cherie in the Amazon biodome. So I will talk to her as my next step, and I can also see the mark on my map for what to do next over here, which is talking to her. Now that I'm close to her also, it turned green as well. So, okay, she's asking, we know who left the poop, but we don't know what species are being eaten, so we need to gather DNA samples from different animal species in the biodome and see if it matches the poop. So she's actually giving me a new tool, which is a DNA extractor. So occasionally you'll earn new tools when you need to do something you haven't done before, so we slowly introduce those. So I now have a DNA extractor, which is pretty exciting. It's going to glow until I use it, though. So use a tranquilizer to freeze animals, and then use the DNA extractor to find DNA matches. And if I look at my analyzer here, I see it looks like the capybara poop. We already know it's fern, and we already know the agoutis eating food, but we don't know. We have some unidentified fur and bone fragments in the jaguar poop and in the ocelot poop. So we need to guess what we think they ate. So let's see. Let's go ahead and see about ocelot. Maybe the jaguar ate an ocelot. I'm going to tranquilize it first, as you just saw, and then I can take a DNA extractor, but there was no match. So I'm going to show you what I just did again, a little bit slower there, because I know I did that pretty fast. So if I go and I try to do a DNA sample of something by itself, it won't let me. It wants me to actually freeze it first, and the kids have a lot of fun with that because animals don't exactly want you to take blood samples of them. So there's a tranquilizer tool, and it's showing me a little area that I can throw it on the ground like this. So if I click somewhere and throw it on the ground, you see it's frozen, and there's a little timer with how long it'll be frozen for that will eventually wear off, and it will keep walking again. As you see here, it's now unfrozen. It just hasn't decided to start walking yet. So I can go ahead and toss this down, freeze the animals, and then I will want to do my DNA extractor while they're frozen. And in this case, I have a DNA match with an agouti. So that means if I go back over to my analyzer, the ocelot. So the fur that was under the ocelot is now matched as agouti. Oh, and some of the fur in the jaguar poop, but we still don't know what this bone fragment is, so we need to go do a couple more DNA samples to figure it out. I also had some info pop up on the left-hand side here because this is also an animal that I hadn't unlocked some of its biodex information yet. So it went ahead and unlocked that for me as well, which you can also see it's now marked over there. So there's some tapir over here. Let's go DNA sample them to see if our jaguar ate them. They're pretty big. I don't think so. No, yeah, they don't get eaten that much. Oh, capybara. They are more likely. Okay, so the capybara. So we have everything matched then, which is why this went ahead and switched back over and said to go back to Cherie. So we're going to go ahead and run back over to Cherie then to go ahead and turn in that part and go to the next part of the quest. Okay, so that means we can make a food web. Yay, and she's explaining what a food web is if this is the first time you've done that. So in this case, I still have my analyzer available, so I can click and see exactly what we got. And then I can also open up the food web and go ahead and design it. So for these, I can move this around and then make arrows as well once I'm ready by dragging and dropping. But arrows should follow the flow of energy and therefore point to the thing that ate it. So there's a couple instructions on here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and arrange this first though, because I really like things to be in general kind of trophic level orders here before I get started in general. Okay, so we're going to do the fern to the agouti and the capybara. And then, actually, let's go ahead and switch this around. So the jaguar ate the agouti and the capybara, and then the ocelot only ate the agouti because it can't quite do a capybara. Ta-da! It's beautiful. And now I can click back on Cherie, and I've finished it, and I'm good to go. So I'm actually earning some furniture. That's very exciting, and some XP, RP, and in-game credits. So that quest is now complete, which is pretty exciting. Oh, and she also has another quest for me already. There's so much to do. Okay, we are not going to do that right now, but normally if you wanted, you could just roll right into that next quest. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you.